friends, welcome to Moxie Gardens. I'm Mike Toomey, and today I'm going to take you on a different venture. We'll still have the end results at the end of the show, but for right now, I'm moving my daughter to her second home, which is college home. She's a junior and she'll be a teacher next year, roughly by the end of next year. So that being said, I was crossing the street in this new neighborhood, and I like to take back roads. Do you do that? I take back roads so I can find those different views. I like to see what maybe somebody else is doing differently. If you just take the main road, sometimes just you don't find the things that are happening out there. So I'm kind of jump off beat and I take a different route, and that's what I did today. And that being said, I found an antique store, and yeah, it looks good. So I think I might be going home with some stuff, but don't tell the family. I haven't let them know yet. So come along with me, and we're gonna go in antique. But if you can see here, look at all the draw. Most people run off of that, just say, nope, not interested, keep going. Not me. I want it all. I want to see what I can take that's different, see what rust I can take. I've got a ton of bikes at home. Gosh darn, if I end up with another bike, I'd be surprised because I have a ton of them. Wagon wheels, done that. You can almost do too much sometimes. It's good to have some rhythm, and you can really make things pop, but if you do it too much, it almost looks themed, staged. But look, oh my gosh. Okay. This old rust bucket's coming home with me, I can already tell. See how the handles are missing? I'd never be able to use that. But I can. So let's get a price on that. Oh yeah. Let's check this out. All right. So maybe I lied. Maybe, just maybe, I might be taking a bike home. I apologize about the noise in the background. This is a highway coming through here. But yeah, if you don't see it yet, stay tuned to the end of the video. Let's go find the price. Remember this thing? Let's see if we can go home but not make it look too cheesy. That can come across as well. Okay friends, I went ahead and did it. I purchased those 3 items that I really wanted. Again, this is just on a whim, moving my daughter in, and decided that this antique store needed visiting. It's actually pretty busy through here, and like I said, the highway cuts through, so they've got a good location, but I wouldn't have found it had it not gone off the beaten path. Anyways, we're gonna go and see what we can do with these. Stay tuned to the end, but those goodies, especially that one, it's in there, it's in the bag. We'll figure it out. All right, friends, let's go get started. Okay guys, I made it back. So I'm super excited. The whole 2-hour drive back, I got to think of ways I can use this and try to explain to you guys how I go about thinking about when I'm purchasing some of this old rust and things like that. I hate to see it go away. I hate to it's such a dying art. People are just throwing it away. We're so enamored with new items and stuff, and I just think it's great to bring back and give life to those things that otherwise would end up in a landfill. So I am super excited to take this junk to the yard and see if I can capture your imagination with it. We're all on a journey. We're all on this adventure together, and when I come home, I want to be able to sit back and enjoy these types of things. And I think the more that I can bring in outside of flowers, outside of your natural woods, trees, shrubs, and stuff like that, and I can find these old objects. These things speak to me in a way that's a little bit different than the norm. I think it's pretty cool to go ahead and give it new life. And just sitting here with this bike right now, the whole way home I was thinking of, the little kids. I've touched on this on other videos, the little kids that must have fought over it, the way it was probably a time when they sat in their own front yards and there was a group of them, and those, just all the imagination. I'd hate to bog you down with something boring. You're probably tuning in to watch videos on plants or whatnot, but this type of stuff is part of Moxie Gardens. So I'm super excited about getting these items in here, especially this wheelbarrow. This wheelbarrow is funky. My idea is not to fill it with flowers and some of the stuff that you would see traditionally. More than likely, it's just going to be tipped over or left on its side, and the idea will be probably more than likely to look like it was a moment in time where whenever an individual was using it, just one day they stopped, left it there, and it's been there that entire time. And I think that's what I'm going to go with it. I'm going to probably try to tuck it back in some areas. And so as soon as I can get this new revival, so to speak, brought to life, I'm going to share it with you. And that's part of what Moxie Gardens is creating a new world, a different atmosphere. Yeah, we can go through all the different videos and all those folks that even I'm inspired by, but sometimes I'm missing something, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is the journey that I like to see. And I told myself I'm not adding another bike. I've probably got like 5 different kids bikes back here, and I don't know, every time I come across another one, it's coming back to me. It's coming with me for sure, but definitely comes to me, and these types of things speak to me and think, I need another one. But hopefully this is the last time, because this little beater, this little beater with the tire rim hanging on, and that's gonna stay right there. That's staying. I'm not taking that tube off. That's part of it. See how the spokes are missing? Anyways, I've got distracted. There I go again. Anyways, I'm gonna get started. We're gonna move these to the back, and okay guys, I think I figured it out. So I don't want this to come off as I'm playing naive or dumb. I kind of had an idea where I wanted this stuff to go, but at the same time, you never know how it's going to work out. You pick up something at wherever you're at, and you come home and it doesn't work out. I'm just hoping it works out. On my last video, the brightening of dark spaces, I put together that fence back here. Well, if you can recall, I had this dark spot right here, or empty space, and I said I needed to get something, but I was thinking, what could I put in there that would brighten up that spot? And not only brighten it up, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a flower or a shrub, but it could be a story. It can be a bike. It can be, and that's where I'm getting at. The bike is probably going to go there. I'm going to see if it works, but I can't just give you the end result. I need you to be able to see if I make the mistake and I don't like it there, I'm going to pull it back out, because it's not a fantasy world. I'm creating this little oasis back here, just like you're probably doing. So not everything just for those people that you see on YouTube or whatever it is that you're watching, and you think, how do they make it so easy? It's not always that easy. For instance, if this doesn't work out, I want to be able to share that with you. We make mistakes too, and a lot of this stuff that's planted in here, I don't know, maybe it doesn't work out because I talked about not having enough sun. Maybe not enough moisture gets to this area. This is a birch tree. Maybe this birch tree eats too much, drinks too much of the water for the baptisia, or anything that's in here. So it's important for us to show you, or for me to show you, that not everything works out as it's planned. So I'd be naive or misleading to not take you along on this ride. So if this bike doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it works out though, I look like a genius, but really the points don't matter in this game, I guess. So give me a couple seconds. I'm gonna go get the bike from over here, and we're gonna see if we can pop it in here, and I hope it makes the splash. But I want to leave the camera just like that because when I did the video the other day and we created this space, that focal point was that fence right there for me, not so much the plants and whatnot. I can build around that. I'm hoping this bike, by parking it in here, will kind of set that area off. Then now I don't need a large shrub for that area to kind of anchor that spot. That bike will anchor that spot, and by doing that, then I can go through and I can plug in more little bright spots, because then I have the dark fence, I have the rusty bike, all these different shrubs and stuff, and plants, they'll all be able to blend in and tell their story. So I'm rambling. Let me get started. I think we did it. I don't know if you can capture that very well. I'm just using my cell phone. This is kind of all new to me. I don't know that I'll spend enough money to go and get a camera and do some of the things, unless this actually absolutely blew up. But if you can see from your vantage point, if not, I'm gonna get the camera and we're gonna go in closer. But I think we hit it. I think we got the spot. So give me a second. Okay guys, check it out. Now it's a gloomy day. There's no sun. I haven't seen the sun all day today. But if you can look at it, does it feel like somebody just parked it there and walked away? You see the Brunner behind it? That story right there in itself, it's going to grow through, maybe not so much this year, but as it acclimates over the season, and then into next season when it comes through, it'll be little enough heart-shaped leaves, or whatever you want, a teardrop, whatever an individual would call. But then it'll creep through there, and it'll kind of give you an imagination that you didn't think you had. Look at that. And you see right here the Solomon seal, that'll all take over in this space. Some people don't like Solomon seal. I like it, and it's going to work in this area. But you see that Brunner? See how that makes that pop? And then over the years, maybe not necessarily months, but over the years, that Brunner is going to really grow and create a relationship with that bike, as well as the Solomon seal. You see how the catmint kind of just plays a role? It's kind of just grows around it, makes it look like it's been there forever. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And now, I know I talked about not being a big annuals guy, but now I have to prop in annuals. Those of you who garden right now, you're saying, let's pop something in there. Yeah, we'll do it. I got to find the right stuff, the right colors. But look at, isn't that pretty showy? Yeah, when you come around this bend, the branches and everything just play a part. I'm excited. I'm super excited about it. Now, I've got one more rusty object, and I think it's going to go in there. But I don't know yet. Let me check it out. Give me just a second. guys, I hope you can see it. If you can't, I'm gonna bring you in closer. But that's part of the idea. I have the camera facing back a little bit further because I want to explain to you that you can have a focal point of your yard without it necessarily being the focal point. So that the other day when I talked about that wagon wheel that's leaning up against the shed, it's tucked in, and over time it's going to continue to tuck in, and you create the illusion that there was an individual who put that there, walked away from it, forgot it, the individual left it there on purpose, maybe they've passed on, they've moved, and over time the elements, your shrubs, your trees, they grew up around it, and it makes it seem as though it's been there for a long time. That's kind of this idea right here with these types of projects. It's kind of whimsical. You kind of have a sense that if you can just for a second, when you're out by yourself and you're looking around, it gives the illusion that it's been forgotten in time. It's been parked there and forgot. I can think of a person who used that wheelbarrow and was called into the house. Something came up and it never came back out for that wheelbarrow. It was a moment in time. That bike, in my mind, that was the last time that child ever played on that bike. It parked it there, and that child didn't even know they wasn't coming back to that bike ever again, and it was just left there. It's not the case, but I'm creating a story in my mind. When I put that bike in there, it was like this trail. Remember when I had you posted up over there and you saw the trail come this way? Well, when I went to get the pardon me pardon me, when I went to get the bike, I came through a different direction. I did that on purpose because you didn't see me coming, and that's the illusion. If you create a trail, they'll follow it. If you create these little moments in time, they can use their imagination. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Again, don't overdo it. You can overdo it. You can look like the antique store that you purchased it from sometimes. Dot it. Put it in its own individual spaces. Don't use the same thing over and over again. Don't use 100 bikes. You have to have a sizable yard to create that type of atmosphere. Don't do that. Don't use 100 wheelbarrows, neighbors' kids. Don't use 100 wheelbarrows. Don't use 300 wagon wheels. You can tell a story by just little glimpses here and there, and it's okay to have it flow. If you have 1 or 2 wheelbarrows, you can show your continuation, your love for that individual's piece, but you don't necessarily have to go out and get 50 wheelbarrows. And when you go to Pinterest and when you go to Facebook and you're seeing all these different designs, you've probably seen the wheelbarrow 100 different uses. You've seen whiskey barrels done over and over and over again. I have a whiskey barrel, and it's the half size. But don't do what you see. Add your own touch to it. It'll be unique in that style. If I created everything around me the same way I see all the influencers on YouTube do it, then you wouldn't even tune in. So just create your own style, create your own little world, and there's a plane. So plane, children, that's why I got water features. Anyways, enough showing with speaking. Let me show you this piece right here. All right, guys, there it is, the mysterious reveal. See how it's just tucked in there? Yeah, now all I have to do is add some mulch, maybe pop in some more flowers right there. But these are literally 10 feet apart, and it's a show. If I come from the angle over, it's not overdone. But again, as I tore the yard, if you were to come over and tour the yard, see how it has a different view? It's tucked in. All that stuff is grown around it. It didn't grow around it. I just tucked it in. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some mulch in these pockets for another video. And now I can imagine myself popping in some bright yellows in there. Same way with this. Every angle, it's a different view. if that don't feel picturesque to you, if that's not whimsical, then you have my apologies, because I failed you. But the lead up should have been great, the anticipation, and now the reveal. All right, till next time, enjoy.